Starting over. It was a lazy day in Cypress Glade, the sort of day that's good for taking naps. And that is exactly what Spike the alligator and Mike the bird were doing when a sad, beautiful song suddenly filled the air. Spike woke up first. I've never heard anything like that before, he thought. Then Mike woke up. Did you hear that noise? He asked. Yes, said Spike. I thought I was dreaming. It sounds like a bird, said Mike. Let's see if we can find out where the sound is coming from. Spike and Mike searched high and low. Mike flew among the branches of the trees, and Spike searched under the bushes. Finally, Mike found what he was looking for. Sitting on a low branch in the tallest tree were not one but two of the most beautiful birds he had ever seen. They're up here, shouted Mike. There are two of them. On days like this, Spike wished he could fly too. Welcome to Cypress Glade, said Mike. Won't you please come down so we can meet you? Are you sure it's safe down there? Asked one of the birds. It's sure very safe, Mike assured him. Cypress Glade is a friendly place. The birds flew down to meet Spike and Mike. My name is Blaze, said the male bird. And I'm Ivy, added the female. We are Quetzal birds. Where do you live? Asked Mike. We have no home, replied Ivy. No home? Said Spike. No wonder you look so sad. We used to have a very nice home, Ivy explained. Yes, agreed Blaze. We used to live in a very peaceful forest with a sweet-smelling flowers and pretty waterfalls. We had lots of friends, too, continued Ivy, and all the fruits and berries that we can eat. What happened? Asked Spike. Machines came, said Blaze. Big, groaning, rumbling machines that shook the earth and made us tremble. Huge machines that bit into the biggest trees and chomped them up into little pieces. That's horrible, exclaimed Scarlet the flamingo, who had happened along while Ivy was telling her story. I wish there was something I could do to help. With that, Scarlet scurried off to gather some sugar berries for the sad, homeless birds. Soon, Scarlet returned with a bowl of ripe sugar berries. These are delicious, said Blaze, as he and Ivy ate the sweet snacks. The best in Cypress Glade, said Sass the raccoon. Sass and her brother Fraz had been playing in the trees when they heard Ivy and Blaze tell their sad tale. They scurried down to find out more. What happened after they chopped down the trees? Asked Fraz. We had no place to make our nests, replied Blaze. That is why we had to move. So we packed up our things and we began to look for another home. After a long search, we found a forest that was almost as beautiful as our old home. Our friends came with us, and in a while it began to feel like home. Sometimes we would fly back to our old home to see what had become of it. It was hard to recognize, said Ivy sadly. There was flat brown earth where the trees and flowers once had been. While the birds were telling their story, a small group of animals gathered around to listen to them. Well, at least you have a nice new home to live in, said Baby Rabbit Bo. Yes, agreed Blaze, but not for long. One day we woke up, and instead of the friendly chirps of our neighbors, we heard the terrible noises that only tree-eating machines can make. Where did you go then? Asked Blossom the beaver. We knew we had to start over in a faraway land where the machines wouldn't find us, replied Ivy. A place where we could be safe. We've been flying for many weeks. We landed here because we were too tired to fly anymore. We've never seen birds like you before, said Spike. It's been a long time since we've seen any other birds like us either, said Blaze. There aren't very many Quetzal birds left in the world. Really? Asked Frogs. Really, repeated his brother. Really? Sighed Ivy. What a sad story, said Spike. I'd like to show those machines a thing or two, said Mike, stomping his foot. You are safe here, said Scarlet. We will protect you. If there are only a few Quetzal birds left, it is more important than ever that we keep you safe. We can help you build a new house, said Blossom. We'll be your friends, added Bo. You'll like it here, promised Scarlet. Spike and Mike gave their visitors a special tour of the swamp. They took them to Lollipop Pond, to Fiddlesticks Dam, and to their other favorite places too. The flowers in Cypress Glades smell almost as sweet as the ones in our old home, said Ivy, and the berries taste even better. This would be the perfect place to start a family, said Ivy. Then it's settled, cried Mike. We'll help you build a house with the very best nursery you'd ever saw. Everyone helped, and it wasn't long before the house was finished. Blossom, who was a mother herself, lent the birds her bassinet. In just a short time, Ivy and Blaze had a nest full of eggs. Over the next few weeks, Ivy and Blaze settled into their new home. As good neighbors will, Spike and Mike invited the Quetzals to dinner. Gumbo and Jumbo offered to watch their eggs. When the chicks hatch, I'm going to be their favorite uncle, said Gumbo. I'm going to teach them how to croak. No, replied Jumbo. They're going to be like me because I'm the best, and I'm going to teach them how to leap. The two brothers were arguing so loudly that they almost didn't hear the pecking and chirping that was coming from one of the eggs. Did you hear something? Sounds like an egg cracking to me. The chicks are hatching, croaked Gumbo. Gumbo and Jumbo opened all the windows and shouted the news out to everyone. Everyone in the swamp came running, including Ivy and Blaze and Spike and Mike. They arrived just in time to see a little head poke out of his shell. Isn't she adorable? Ivy cooed. The others watched in excitement as the eggs hatched one by one. After a few days, the baby birds were ready for their first walk outside. All of the neighbors gathered around to admire the young chicks. Such beautiful babies, exclaimed Blossom. And such strong voices, added Blaze. We were lucky to find Cypress Glade, said Ivy. Maybe it's not too late for Quetzal birds to make a comeback. Thanks to all your help, we're well on our way to a brand new start. The end.